I couldn't have said it better myself. Welcome back to the Owen Center here in Peoria, Illinois. We're about to get set for third period action here in our first game of the Mid-America Collegiate Hockey Association Silver Division playoffs. In our first game here, we have the Iowa State Cyclones taking on the Missouri State Bears, and it's been all Cyclones here after 2 periods of play. Cyclones are leading this game 5-0. Hello again, everybody. I'm Eric Willow-White, and welcome on SportsTownChicago.com. This will be our continuing coverage of the MACHA Silver Division playoffs. We have 4 games on slate for today. After this one, we're going to have a game around 1:45. Our next game is going to be taking on Marquette versus Loyola of Chicago will be our next game after this one. But before that, we have one more period of play here, at least one more period of play for the Iowa State Cyclones and the Missouri State Bears. 5-0 lead for the Cyclones. And it's been all Cyclones, as I said. We have a look at one of the goals here coming up for the Cyclones. This is Eric Baldwin getting around a defender and sliding it past the glove side. Nice quick shot attempt past the glove side of Keith Parker for the Bears, and that gave the Cyclones their 5-goal lead. So 5-0 at the end of 2 periods of play. And again, it's been total dominance by the Cyclones. And that's probably what you might be able to expect here, though. The Cyclones came into this game as the top seed in this division round of playoffs. And the Missouri State Bears were the 8th seed. So you have the 1 through 8 seed, and you're seeing that in terms of the level of play as well as what you see on the scoreboard after 2 periods of play. So if you're the Missouri State Bears, what do you do? I mean, what are the things you're going to look to get some momentum going here in the third period? Well, if you can get a power play opportunity, you have to capitalize. I mean, a 5-goal deficit, anything you need to do, you have to capitalize. So if you do get a power play attempt, you have to get shot on nets. Problem is you can't hope for a penalty. You have to make your own play. So if you're moving your feet and you're being aggressive, there's an opportunity that the Cyclone players may take a penalty. So you might have some control over that, but you can't bank on it. So then you're going to have to get something done from a 5-on-5 perspective, and that's been a tall order so far for the Bears. So they haven't done it through 2 periods. They're really going to have to pull a miracle out to get it going in the third period. Now, if you're on the other side, the Iowa State Cyclones, 5-goal lead after 2. The thing every coach preaches, and I'm sure Coach Fairman for the Cyclones probably saying the same thing between periods, is don't let up. Don't take your foot off the gas pedal. You need to keep the pressure on. Even though you have a 5-goal lead and it seems like things are in command, things in hockey can change quickly. A giveaway here or there, and let's say that the score is now 5-2 and you're only 5 minutes in. So that really changes the complexion of the game. So if you're the Cyclones, you shouldn't be changing anything here. Obviously, you want to avoid the penalty box, so the inverse of what the Bears would be looking to do is get the power play attempt. You don't want to take any bad penalties if you're the Cyclones. And even saying that, there are things as good penalties. Maybe you don't want to take those too. So if you have a player coming in sort of unimpeded on the goalie, do you take that chance to get a penalty and give the Bears a power play opportunity? That's a decision each defender has to make when that time comes. But overall, though, you want to stay out of the penalty box. You want to keep the foot on the gas pedal if you're the Cyclones and try and finish this off, so then you can move into the second round for tomorrow's play for the Saturday round of competition. So the first seed Iowa State Cyclones leading the 8th seed Missouri State Bears 5-0 as we get ready for the third period of play. The Cyclones are now on the ice, and we're waiting now for the Missouri State Bears to come on, and they have. And for the third period of play, the Iowa State Cyclones, dressed in their white with red and yellow trim, they're going to be going from our right to left. And the Missouri State Bears in their maroon and white are going to be going from our left to right on your monitor. 5-0 Cyclones here. There is no power play. I don't believe there's power play opportunity going into this period, so it'll be 5-on-5 from the get-go. From a shots-on-goal perspective, at least from what's officially tracked so far, the Cyclones have a 30-12 advantage in shots on goal. So that's a big difference here for the Cyclones. Both goalies are still in net for both teams, so obviously there's no reason for Cordes to change for the Cyclones, as he's pitching a shutout so far, only on 12 shots on goal. And in the Bears net, Keith Parker remains in net. There's some of the goals that he's let up really, you can't say he's been completely at fault there. He's had some giveaways, some breakaway opportunities. There's been some nice goals scored in the first period. The first 2 goals that the Cyclones scored were tough goals, individual efforts, and very hard shots that it really wouldn't fault Parker for. But as it stands, the Bears are down 5-0 as we head into the faceoff here in the third period. Iowa State on top 5-0 over Missouri State. All right, we have a temporary delay. I think there might be a skate issue for one of the referees, so puck drop for the third period might be a little bit delayed here as we get that straightened out for one of the equipment issues for one of the referees. And a reminder, okay, actually we're looking, there's some ice issues that one of the referees noticed behind the Cyclones net, so they're getting that taken care of, getting some of the snow off the ice that built up around the crease. I don't know how that built up. We just had it Zamboni, but it might have been from the goalie. So referee doing some maintenance work on the ice, and as soon as that's taken care of, we'll have our third period puck drop here on SportsTownChicago.com. And again, a reminder, full slate of games on tap even after this one. Going into our second game, we're going to have the Marquette Warriors taking on the Loyola of Chicago Ramblers in our second game. That's at 1:45 scheduled time. Third game this afternoon will be Aurora versus Bradley. That's scheduled time is 4:30. And the final game this evening will be Nebraska taking on Robert Morris of Peoria, our host school. That's at 7:15 p.m. So all those games will be broadcast here live on SportsTownChicago.com here at the Owens Center in Peoria. All right, so the ice maintenance issues have been taken care of. The Jeopardy theme will soon be off the loudspeaker here in the arena, and we'll have our third period puck drop. And we're underway here in the third period. Cyclones take possession of the puck. Wishman dumps it along the boards. Center ice back into the Cyclone zone, chasing after it for the Cyclones and ringing it around the far corner is Robin Bonvin. Bonvin loses the puck. The Bears take it over center ice. Schmidt near boards, dumps it into the far corner. Chasing after it is Corte for the Bears, unable to get there on time. The Cyclones take possession. Wishman along the near board, center ice, trying to feed Bonvin, unable to make a connection, and the Bears looking to take possession. Temporarily lose the puck, but now it's picked up by Zach Schmidt. Schmidt loses it to Gross, Alex Gross. He seems to be everywhere today for the Cyclones. And Jalapa now takes the puck for the Cyclones, feeding Gross along the center ice near boards. He dumps it into the Bear zone where it's taken away by Schmidt. Schmidt dumps it back into the Cyclone zone where chasing after it for the Cyclones is Brian Jalapa. Now carrying it is Eric Baldwin. Back to Jalapa behind the net. Near boards and exiting the zone now for the Cyclones. Puck taken away, however, for the Bears is Mark Jones. Jones looking to dump it in. Keller going after it in the far corner. Looking to center to Baumgarth, unable to do so. Baumgarth tries to join and help out, but the Cyclones take possession. Carrying it over and centering it is Gallagher on the left wing side, left boards near corner behind the net. And Schwartz was able to come out of there for the Bears. Schwartz feeding Baumgarth. Baumgarth tips it into the Cyclone zone. We're going to have an icing call with 18-18 to play in the third period. The Iowa State Cyclones on top 5-0. And our faceoff is going to be to the right of Keith Parker, the Missouri State Bears goaltender. Shackmuth taking the draw for the Cyclones. Keller for the Bears, and Keller wins the draw for the Bears. Keller trying to get the puck out of zone. Zaffoni circles it back in. Delayed offsides call. Now the Sarah Sabo rings it on over to Keller. Keller trying to get it back over to Sabo. Giveaway. Nothing doing from that. And now the Bears come out. Dumping it into the zone is Hume. Hume into the Cyclone zone. Chasing after it for the Cyclones and now getting up to center ice, Gallagher. Gallagher rings it into the Bear zone. Sabo going after it. And now Schwartz. Schwartz on the near boards, Ranieri. Ranieri feeding it out to Leslie. Leslie over the blue lines of the Cyclones. Tries to get a shot on that. Easy stick to the side by Cordes. And then a deflection into the glove of Cordes, and he'll hold on. With 17:29 to go in the third period, Cyclones up 5-0. This faceoff will be to the right of Cordes. Robbie Cordes. Shots on goal 30-13 in favor of the Cyclones, so obviously Robbie Cordes is not seeing a lot of action. What he has seen, he's able to cover up and not creating any opportunities for the Bears. Over the blue line for the Cyclones, trying to feed into Brian Bunthin, but that puck was knocked away. Shot on net, stick to side by Parker. Now Adkins trying to feed it over to the far point, unable to do so to Jalapa. Corte carrying it into the Cyclone zone, into the near corner. Shot on net into the glove of Cordes, and he's going to hold on. Now we'll have a face-off to his left in the Iowa State zone. Here we get a look at the replay now. Corte coming in. Quick shot, tough angle shot though. Easy save for Cordes, and he holds on. No rebound given. Keller on the draw for the Bears. He wins the puck. Schwartz tries to keep it in. That's an offsides, however. Unable to keep it in at the zone, and an offsides call. Faceoff will come outside the Cyclone zone. At the near dot here along the half board. Cyclones are able to win that draw. Goes all the way back to Cordes. Cordes sticks it aside to his right. Now behind the net. Carrying it forward for the Cyclones is Bunthin. Bunthin behind the net. Parker for the Bears. He rings it around trying to feed Leslie. And he's unable to get it outside of the zone. Cyclones recover. That's Logan Atkins. And now dumping it in is Bunthin. Quick shot on net, and that was sticked aside by Parker. And Schwartz for the Bears recovers. Schwartz over to Sabo. Sabo carrying the puck out of the zone. Tried to get it past a defender of the Cyclones, unable to do so. But Cyclones unable to maintain possession themselves. So loose puck opportunity. Leslie picks it up for the Bears. Tries to feed Corte at the blue line, unable to do so. Leslie dumps it back in again. And that's picked up by the Cyclones. Circling around with it is Nick Drought. Drought having some trouble with it. And let's see, we have a stoppage of play here. We have a penalty on Sturm for the Bears. So Sturm going off into the penalty box for hooking. And we're going to have a power play now for the Cyclones. Obviously, it's the last thing Missouri State Bears need to be doing is killing off a penalty. But that's the situation they're in. Sturm in the box for hooking with 15:56 to go in the third period. Cyclones to the power play. Cyclones win the draw. Back to the point. Bonvin on the far boards. Puck taken away, however, by Corte. Feeding it over to Leslie for the Bears. Trying to feed Corte on the pass, and that was broken up. Nice breakup there by Jalapa for the Cyclones. Carrying it over the line into the Bears zone is Atkins. However, Cyclones were offside, so the faceoff will come outside the zone on our near side. Minute 43 to go on the power play for the Cyclones. 15:31 to go in the game. Face-off won by the Cyclones, carried into the zone. A quick shot attempt, and it was a save. Nice shot by Wishman there, and a stick save by Parker. Keep the lead at 5-0 for the Cyclones. Janicki to Gross along the near dot. Over to Janicki back at the top. And a glove save there by Parker, and he's going to hold on for a face-off. No rebound attempt given. Janicki was able to get the shot off over at center blue line. Parker able to hold on, and we're going to have another face-off attempt. This face-off will be to the right of Parker. Minute 20 to go on the power play for the Cyclones. Bears getting a fresh complement of players on for the penalty kill. Except Schwartz. I think he's been playing the entire game. Face-off won by the Bears. Schwartz has it behind his own net, and he looks to clear, unable to get it out, and it was temporarily knocked out, so now the Cyclones will have to regroup. Otherwise, they would have been offside. Puck knocked along the far corner, chasing after it for the Cyclones. Now in the near corner, trying to feed Gross. Gross at the left point, getting it over to the far point. Back to Janicki. Janicki getting it over to the right point. Shot wide of Parker, and Gross picks it up in the near corner, gets it back to the left point, Janicki. Back down to the near circle is Gross. Back to Janicki, back to Gross, near circle. Slap shot, saved by Parker. And the puck now picked up by the Cyclones. At the point, Janicki feeds it back over to Bonvin. And a shot attempt and a quick save. Save there by Brothen by Parker. We're going to have another face-off now. About 30 seconds left on the penalty. And then 1:10 to go on the penalty for Schwartz. So now these Bears are two men down in the box, 2 people down in the box. 5-on-3 for the Cyclones. Moving the puck around, trying to keep it in at the left point is Bonvin. Bonvin tried to feed it over to Adkins, unable to do so. Adkins has to chase after it back into his own zone. 5-on-3 here for the Cyclones. Carrying it back in is Adkins. Get a quick shot off net, saved by Parker. Then chasing it in the corner now is Baldwin. Baldwin tried to get it back to the point, unable to do so, and Cordes has to get the puck behind his own net for the Cyclones, where he's going to try and feed it. And going in there to knock it around is Leslie. He beat Bonvin to the puck. That kills the time, and now the first penalty is over. And 22 seconds left on the second penalty for the Bears. Eric Baldwin carrying the puck in along the near boards into the Bear zone. Along the goal line, gets it back to the left point, Jalapa. Back to Baldwin, the left face-off dot. Back to the left point, Jalapa. To the circle, Adkins below the goal line. Adkins up, shot front, blocked. Shot was unable to get through, blocked by a defender for the Bears, and chasing after it is Michael Hume. Circles it around, trying to get to Sturm. It just came out of the box. Sarah Sabo going after it, brings it along the boards, picking up by Zaffoni from the Cyclones. Wishman now. Far boards trying to get out of his own zone. A little difficulty there, but now chasing after is Wishman. Wishman coming in, gets around one defender, gets around 2. Backhand attempt, glove save by Parker. And the Bears clear all the way into the Cyclones zone. Cyclones maintain possession. Carrying the puck now is Janicki. Janicki loses the puck. Keller over. Quick attempt to Mark Jones, unable to get it on net. Jones and Keller in the corner for the Bears, trying to keep it inside the Cyclone zone. Jones doing a good job against 2 defenders for the Cyclones. Eventually, Iowa State able to recover along the near boards. Puck attempt fed out. Carrying the play is Gross. Gross behind the net, loses the puck to Schwartz. Schwartz for the Bears. Gets it over to Sturm. Sturm carries it over to the left blue line. Shot attempt goes over the shoulder of Cordes, and Corte keeps it in for the Bears. Tip attempt by Sturm, not on net. Leslie dumps it into the far corner, chasing after it. Corte for the Bears. Corte, far corner. Gets it to the far point. Far point shot blocked. That shot attempt by Hemos was blocked, and the Cyclones recover. Cyclones at center ice, dumping the puck in now is Hofflin. Leslie for the Bears picks it up along the near half boards. Shackmuth takes it over at center ice for the Cyclones. And the Cyclones dump the puck in. Leslie picks up the puck for the Bears, and Ellis chases after it for the Bears behind the net to Schwartz. Schwartz can't get the puck out of the zone. The Cyclones keep it in. Center attempt to Baldwin, unable to connect. Rothern tried to get it back to Baldwin, unable to do so. Now coming into the Cyclone zone, Michael Hume. Quick shot on that, save, rebound, score, Corte. So we have a goal for the Missouri State Bears, and they're finally on the board. Little 2-on-1 action here. So Michael Hume will come over, make a shot on net, goes up to the crest of Cordes, and he's unable to hold on, and there to pick up the rebound was Corte, and he puts it by Cordes, and now the Missouri State Bears are finally on the board. 5-1 here in the third period with 10:48 to go. Face-off won by the Cyclones at center ice into their own zone. Taking it is Janicki, feeding Bunthin. Bunthin getting it over to Ronan. Ronan dumps it in on net. And Keith Parker is going to hold on for a face-off there. So a little life for the Missouri State Bears. Wasn't necessarily a great spot for the shot, but it was a difficult shot attempt for Cordes to handle. And that caused the rebound to come out, and Cordy was there to pick up the rebound and get the goal. Janicki coming in from the point, trying to get a shot attempt. It was deflected high and gloved by Keith Parker, and we'll have another face-off inside the Missouri State zone to the right of Keith Parker. 5-1 Iowa State over Missouri State. 10:26 to go. On the draw is Ronan. Ronan and Mark Jones. Ellis behind his own net for the Bears. On the near boards, Ranieri for the Bears. Skating it over center ice. He dumps it in to the right of Cordes. And it looks like the Bears have a little life here as they got a little jump to their step now, going after loose pucks. Cyclones looking to clear. Bunton getting it over to Atkins. Atkins over the blue line. Quick shot on net and save attempt that was smothered up by Keith Parker. No rebound given with 9:59 to go in the third period. We're going to get a look at the Cyclones cycling out. Atkins with the quick shot. Nobody there for an immediate rebound, but no chance given by Parker anyways. He covers up. Cyclones win the draw. Shot on net, stick to side there by Parker. Near boards, kept into the point is Zaffoni. And the puck taken away by the Bears. Andrew Coote knocks it into the Cyclone zone. The Cyclones recover. On the far boards. Now at center ice. Schwartz will recover for the Bears. Tried to get the puck into Tanner Lindsay, who's unable to hold on. And now McGinty, shot from the near boards on the left wing side, goes wide of Parker. Puck not able to keep it in. Bringing it into the zone now for the Bears. Trying to feed Lindsay on the pass attempt. Shot, and it was knocked aside into the far corner. Dangerous attempt there for the Bears. They could have had their second goal there, but unable to get through. Going into the near corner, ringing it around is McGinty. McGinty to the Cyclones, over to Zaffoni. Zaffoni dumps it out to center ice. Sarah Sabo brings it in for the Bears. She dumps it back into the zone behind the net of the Cyclones. Chasing back after it is Zaffoni. Over to Alex Gross. Puck stolen away. Sturm gets around one defender. However, lost possession of the puck. Now he has to chase after it behind the net of the Cyclones. Sturm doing some good work in the corner there, along with Keller. Sturm and Keller, the law firm of Sturm and Keller behind the net. Good scrum there. Sturm still going after it. So good efforts here by the Bears. Try and close this gap. Obviously a big sense of urgency. Sturm feeding Keller. Trying to feed Sturm, taken away by the Cyclones. Cyclones coming out. Wishman coming in on the left point set. Glove saved by Parker, and he'll hold on. No rebound attempt given. So obviously with the pressure that the Bears are doing and some of the defensemen coming in on the play, that's going to leave some odd man opportunities available for the Cyclones, and that will happen here. You can see Atkins coming in, and Parker able to make the glove save. So the faceoff will be to Parker's right, won by the Cyclones. Gross. Along the near boards, Bonvin. Gross and Bonvin going after it for the Cyclones. Bonvin trying to get it over to the point to Jalapa. Now Gross going in to the slot area. Shot into the net. That was a soft goal there given up from a bad angle by Parker, and that's going to make the score now 6-1 Cyclones. Puck's going to go all the way around to the far boards. And you see the shot attempt. And everything looked like there was a clear line of sight for Parker there. I did not see any deflection. Just looked like he was misplayed that one. So that's probably the softest goal he's let up of the bunch today. And that probably takes the wind out of the sails for the Bears here, as they were pushing a little bit. But now the score is 6-1 as the Cyclones were able to get that goal back. 6-1 Cyclones. Bears have possession at center ice. Dump it in, Schmidt. Zach Schmidt dumps it in behind the Cyclones net. Taking the puck for the Cyclones now. Puck taken away. Dumped back into the zone by Tyler Ranieri. Cyclones recover. Far boards. Center ice pass over to Gallagher. Gallagher tried a drop pass to Eric Baldwin. However, the play was offside, so the face-off come outside the Missouri State zone. 6-1 Iowa State over Missouri State here with 7:24 to go here in the third period. There you see the drop pass and then the offsides call. And scrum for the puck. Looks like the Bears win the draw. They dump it into the Cyclone zone. Cyclones take possession. Gallagher near center ice boards. Dumps it into Shackmuth. Shackmuth, quick shot on net. There's a tip attempt there. Parker had to make a quick save. Now the puck's behind the Bears net. Corday chasing after it along with Shackmuth. Shackmuth in the far corner. And he dumps it into the near corner. Saracevo going after it. Gallagher keeps the puck in play. Gallagher and Shackmuth for the Cyclones along the near boards. Puck at the point. Zaffoni keeps it in for the Cyclones. Sturm chasing after it. Trying to do a good job of picking up the stick of Shackmuth there. And the Bears recover. Skating with it now is Schwartz. Center ice feed over to Sturm. He was able to knock it inside the Cyclone zone. No icing there. Going after it along the near corner now for the Cyclones. And kept in at the point by Keller for the Bears. Now Schwartz. Schwartz feeds it over to Keller. Or Leslie there, and has a quick save for the Cyclones. Sabo keeps it in at the left point. Knocks the player off the ice, off the puck there. Leslie fighting for it. Cyclones come out with it. Quick shot on net, blocked and into the net. Shot attempt coming there from Eric Baldwin, and that was deflected into the net. We're going to have another face-off inside the Missouri State zone. This one is going to go to Keith Parker's left. Far circle. On the draw is Alex Gross and Keller for the Bears. Bears win the draw. Cyclones able to keep it in. Brofman, nice play at the blue line to keep that puck in. Far corner, Schwartz going after it. Schwartz and Keller. Battling along the boards with Jack McGinty and Nick Drought. And Schwartz able to come out with it for the Bears. And now we have a penalty call, or possibly a high stick. Nope. They have slashing. So Iowa State will be shorthanded now. Going to the box for the Cyclones is John Philfis for slashing. 5:33 to go. Iowa State up top 6-1 on Missouri State. Missouri State on the power play. Schwartz trying to keep it in to the Cyclone zone. Coming out with it. Shot attempt. Leslie shot, score! Coming off the far boards, Leslie circles around just inside the blue line, fires a shot. We'll get a look to see if we had a deflection on this, but either way, a quick capitalized opportunity for the Bears. And now the deficit's 6-2 with 5:17 to go. So quick strike power play for the Missouri State Bears. Benefit of winning that draw. All right, we're going to get a look at the replay here and see if we get a deflection. Puck behind the Bears net, Parker. Parker knocks it over to Lindsay for the Bears. Along the near boards, Brenneman. Cyclones dump it back in. Glove save by Parker. He dumps it over to the Bears. That's Keller. Carrying the puck over. Ellis. Ellis to Lindsay. They lose the puck now. Cyclones chasing after it. Gross. And Parker rings it around to the far side to Sabo. Sarah Sabo tried to clear. Puck was deflected. However, Ellis takes possession. And he tried to ring it around the boards, but got it just over the glass. And we're going to have a face-off inside the Bears zone. Iowa State leading 6-2 here with 4:30 to go. So Ellis tried to ring it around the glass, but got a little too much on it and sent it over. All right, the Bears win the draw. That's Sabo trying to get the puck out of the zone. Unable to do so now. Gallagher, quick shot wide of Parker for the Cyclones. Sabo again trying to clear the puck, feeding over to Lindsay. Lindsay at center ice, unable to maintain possession. Shackman takes the puck away for the Cyclones. However, we have another stoppage at play. And a face-off now will take place inside the Cyclone zone to the right of Cordes. On the draw, Corte and Shackmuth. Cyclones win the draw, coming out Atkins. Atkins feeding it over to Gallagher. Puck stolen away by Schmidt. Gallagher steals it back for the Cyclones coming in. Shot on net. Glove saved by Parker, and he's able to hold on. No rebound attempt there for Gallagher to pick up. He was going after his own rebound. So a little give and go action at center ice. Gallagher coming in, gets off a shot in the middle of the slot area there. Easy save for Parker. Dropped the puck, however, and he had to cover up for the rebound, so he'll have a face-off to his left. And the Cyclones win the draw again. Puck in the far corner. On the near boards, Halapa at the point. Bears come up with it in the corner. Now Halapa at the left point for the Cyclones, keeps it in. Puck cycling around in the slot area. Kept in at the far point for the Cyclones. Sarah Sabo picks up the puck for the Bears, tries to ring it around the glass, gets past Halapa, and the puck picked up by Sturm of the Bears. Sturm tried to center to Corte, but there was a defender in the way, and now the Cyclones are coming back the other way, over the blue line into the Bears zone. Centering opportunity, left point Halapa. Puck goes wide, chasing after it now is Corte in the far corner. Rings it along the line to Sturm. Sturm knocks it to center ice, and they'll get a player change on the bench for the Bears. Puck stick aside by Parker. And picked up by Sabo. Sabo at center ice dumps it in. On net, Cordes saves. Cyclones pick up the puck. McGinty along the near boards in his own zone. Tries to feed it over to Ellis, unable to do so. McGinty, good play at center ice now to take possession of the puck. McGinty into the far corners, chasing after it now with Schwartz. Schwartz and Mark Jones playing a little give and go in their own zone. And then Schwartz just heaves it. He tried to heave it over to center ice. He hit one of the beams on the ceiling here in the Owens Center. And that'll be a stoppage of play and a face-off inside the Bears zone. Iowa State leading 6-2 over Missouri State with 2:38 to go in the third period here in the Mid-America Collegiate Hockey Association Silver Division playoffs. Cyclones win the draw. Behind their own net, John Filfus. Filfus centering, shot on net over the top of Keith Parker. Chasing after it for the Cyclones is John Filfus. Filfus trying to feed McGinty. Dump it back into the corner, and going after it for the Cyclones is Nick Drought. Puck goes all the way outside of the zone, and chasing after it for the Cyclones was Janicki. Sarah Sabo picks up the loose puck for the Bears. Just outside of her zone. Skating up along the near board. She'll dump it in, and she'll look to go off for a change. And Iowa State picks up the puck behind their own zone. Janicki. Over to Ranieri, steals the puck away for the Bears. Ellis keeps it in, tries to keep it in at the point, unable to do so. Then he'll feed it on over to Schmidt for the Bears. Schmidt to Ranieri, over to Leslie. Leslie dumps it in, far corner, chasing after it is Michael Hume for the Bears. Hume in a puck battle along the boards with Michael Zaffoni, and the Cyclones win that battle, but puck dumped back in by Ellis. Behind the zone, Janicki will pick it up for the Cyclones behind their own goal. And we got some pressure there, 2-on-1. Bears coming in with it. And Cordes able to hold on, and then there's some activity after the whistle. A couple players scrapping behind the net. So now our play is coming under control there. And as I'm looking, we did have a change in goal for the Cyclones, so I must have missed that during one of the breaks there, because Cordes started the period, but now coming in for the Cyclones is number 33 in net. This is Evan Wieczorek. Evan Wieczorek now in net for the Cyclones, with Iowa State leading 6-2. So that might have happened after the second goal. Not clear on that, but either way, there was a goalie change. 6-2, Iowa State still leading with 1:15 to go here in the third period of playoff action here at the Owens Center in Peoria, here on SportsTownChicago.com. All right, we're going to get a look at the last play here, and we'll take a look at some of the. Wieczorek was able to cover up the puck here, and then there was some battle behind the net for the Cyclones. That was Janicki. I'm not sure exactly who. Couldn't see from the pile there who that was for the Bears. Looks like he threw a punch in there, and he's in the box. And so the Cyclones are going to go to the power play here. At this point, it's Academic. They have a 4-goal lead with just 1:15 to go. So 2 men in the box for the Bears, 1 person in the box. Janicki, I'm sure that is, for the Cyclones. Order has been restored, and then we're going to have a face-off to the left of Keith Parker in the Missouri State Bears zone. Now, I don't know if they have offsetting penalties, but it looks like we have one too many players on the ice for the Bears, so now Schmidt's going to skate off. And the Cyclones will go to the power play. Cyclones win the draw. Far corner. Carrying the puck behind the net. Atkins. Far point. Shot on net, stick to side by Parker. Picked up by Shackmuth. Shackmuth to the left point, back to Shackmuth. Far circle. Centered it. Back to the point. Shot on net, stick to side and into the net. Quick shot attempt there by Britt Rothen, and that was into the net. And we're going to have a face-off now, again to the left of Keith Parker. 48 seconds to go here in the third period, with Iowa State leading 6-2 on the power play here. Cyclones win the draw again. Far corner, Shackmuth. Get over to Brothen. Shackmuth. Shackmuth along the far boards. Gives it over to Brothen, far point. Near point, Bonvin. Tried to feed it back over to Shackmuth, who was coming into the slot area, unable to make a connection. The Bears gum that play up. Now the puck loose behind the net and then covered up now by Keith Parker. So we'll have a face-off again inside the Bears zone to Parker's left. Just under 19 seconds left in the game. And when this one concludes, Iowa State will move on to the next round. They'll play tomorrow, and tomorrow's game is scheduled to start for the Cyclones at 4:15 p.m. here in the Owens Center. Cyclones win the draw again. Far boards. Tried to feed it behind the net for the Cyclones. Near boards, Halapa, left point. Shot on net, deflection, goes wide. Good shot, good deflection, but the puck went wide. Unable to capitalize. Going after the near boards, and that'll do it. Buzzer has sounded, and that ends play here for the first game in the Mid-America Collegiate Hockey Association Silver Division playoffs. Iowa State, the number 1 seed, defeats Missouri State, the 8th seed, 6-2. And again, they'll move on to second round action where they'll play the lowest seeded survivor tomorrow afternoon at 4:15 here in the Sears Center. So Iowa State, your winner, and we're going to get a look at the handshake ceremony at center ice here as Iowa State moves on. Missouri State's playoffs run has ended after 1 game. And then Iowa State have to wait through 3 games to find out who they're going to play. They're going to get some much needed rest after this, and they'll have the benefit of being able to go in the earlier game tomorrow, as they started the early game today, so they'll be on a regular routine going into their game tomorrow. Iowa State winning 6-2 here in the first game in the Mid-American Collegiate Hockey Association Silver Division playoffs. Well, welcome back, everyone. So an exciting game. Obviously, Iowa State was able to dominate most of the play. Missouri State was able to make a late push there in the third period, but by that point, the horses had already left the stable, to use a cliche, but that's what happened. But they were making a run there after that first goal, and they had more bounce in their step. But then Iowa State was able to get that 6th goal, kind of took a little momentum off the side of Missouri State. Missouri State still able to fire one more puck past Cordes, and at that time, I think Coach might have made a goalie change for Iowa State. I don't think he was sending any message, maybe just to give his other goalie some playing time. But either way, Iowa State comes out on top 6-2 at the conclusion here of the first game in the tournament. So that'll wrap it up for our first game, and then we'll move on to our second game coming up later on SportsTownChicago.com.